What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Doyle back with another video. Today's video, we're gonna be talking about liquidity. Now, this is the 2024 version of liquidity grabs. I have videos on my YouTube channel like a year ago about liquidity grabs, but this is the 2024 version. So please take some notes. You know what I'm saying? Put your notepad out so you can write down these gems, because you know I don't usually do a lot of free stuff on my channel, but when I do, it's some good shit. So. But anyway, let's get into it. So liquidity grabs. Liquidity grabs are not hard to understand. You're going to see it all the time in the market. You probably wonder why your stop loss got hit and then they went in your favor. That's a liquidity grab. So let me just show a couple illustrations on a liquidity grab. Just like that. Stop loss is sitting right here. This is where the money is sitting at. This is where the money is sitting at. And then they go get it, stop everybody out, and then drop. That's a liquidity grab, essentially. You're going to see it in different variations, but that's essentially what a liquidity grab is wherever you see equal highs and equal lows are at, they're going to take it out, and either they're going to continue. If, like, say if this was an uptrend, they're going to either just stop it out and keep going. But if this was a downtrend and you broke a high and then it breaks up and then start dropping, you're going to want to sell. If this is overall a downtrend and they broke a high but didn't close above the high and then start dropping, then you definitely going to want to sell up in this area. So it all depends on the trend for that day, but mainly you want to see not supply and demand. You mainly want to see liquidity grabs when the market is ranging or moving sideways, because you're going to see a lot of just highs being broken, lows being broken, but then they're going the other way. And I'm going to show some illustrations of what I'm talking about, but this is the strategy that I'm looking for if supply and demand is not holding. If supply and demand, like if all the zones that I have marked up for that day is not holding, then I'm looking for this strategy. Like this is what I'm looking for, because I mean, you're going to see this stuff all the time. After this video, you're going to get a full idea of like, okay, that's a liquidity grab happening. So let's just get into the chart so I can show y'all what I'm talking about. All right, so we have an illustration right here. We have equal highs right here. This is an M, you know what I'm saying? Just like the illustration I just showed, that's an M right here. If price decides to come into this equal high without closing above, that is a liquidity grab. We're going to want to sell. Now, this is a liquidity grab going with the trend because the 200 EMA is above, which means we're on a downtrend. Okay, so let's fast forward. And it does that. Look at exactly what it just did. It tapped the top of the line, which was the highest point of that wick, and then started dropping. So as it started dropping, you need to be selling, because overall we are bearish. This is a downtrend, and a smart area to get out at is right here. This is liquidity. Traders bought right here. So let's fast forward. Take them out. So now those traders that bought just got taken out. There's liquidity on all time frames, like 5 minute, 15 minute, 30 minute, 1 hour. It's liquidity on all time frames. Some type of high is being broken, or even on a 1 minute, some type of low is being broken to go the other way. Your goal is to try to go with the trend or understand the market condition, because you just don't want to trade liquidity on like every day. Like you don't. If you want a downtrend, you need to be looking for bearish liquidity grabs, period. So a high need to be taken out and then going the other way without closing above. If you want an uptrend, you need a low to be taken out, and you need to be looking for buys without the candle closing below that support area to take the buy for the liquidity grab. Okay. Now, did you just pay attention to what just happened right there? I'm going to walk through exactly what just happened right there to damn near every liquidity grab that happened. Okay. We had a liquidity grab right here. It took out this swing high right there. Then went the other way. You should be selling up in this area as it's going away from it. That's going with the trend. We like that. It didn't close above the swing high. We like that. And then it does this. Takes out a low and go the other way. You need to be buying up in here, or go to a lower time frame to start buying. Okay, this is your buying candle right there. Okay, and then take all this off. Then if we just look at this consolidation, we have another one being taken out right here. These two candles got taken out by this candle. You need to be buying up in this area. You feel what I'm saying? So all liquidity grabs is just this illustration right here. I'm gonna just draw it one more time. That's it. That's liquidity grabs. The only thing is you don't really want to take these as a reversal. You want to just take it as going with the trend. That's the trick. Okay, because sometimes you will lose on these and you be like, okay, was that right? Because ain't this a break of structure? If this is a break of structure, why would I sell? It's because you got to know the overall trend. That's the trick. You got to know the overall trend. If I take a sale right here, I got to know that we're overall bearish, even though we just broke structure to the upside, or we're wicking to go the other way. So you got to know the overall trend. That's the only way you're going to catch the best liquidity grabs, the best buys right here, the best sales right here. You got to know that the higher time frame is going in that direction. So just because it took out a low or just because it took out a high don't mean that the trend is going to continue based off of market structure. If we look at this swing high right here, look at what they did when they came back to it. And the 200 EMA is cutting through the middle of the candles. So if they come back into that area without closing above this swing high right there and showing us some wick rejections, that is a valid sell. You should be selling up in this area. That's where you need to be selling at, especially since we're in the right market condition. You do not want to use liquidity grabs in the wrong market condition. Say if we was on an uptrend and I took a sale right here, that's a loser. It's probably going to drop just a little bit, touch the 200 EMA, and then go up, and that's a L. You have to use liquidity grabs in the right market condition. You can see like the 200 EMA is literally cutting through the middle of the candles. Like, let me show you another example. Look at this candle. Look how long that wick is. And then look at what happens when something went up under it and didn't close underneath that line and start shooting back up. That's a liquidity grab. The important key is for the candle to not close underneath the wick. If the candle closed underneath the wick, I probably wouldn't buy. But that wick rejection, this wick rejection right here is super important because we're seeing that they don't want to close underneath that long wick, even though we know that was liquidity sitting up underneath there. So that's all I got on this video. Liquidity grabs are very simple. You will see them a lot, but the key is to get the trend right. You will see this during the New York Stock Exchange Open, news events, that 8:30 candle in New York session. You will see liquidity grabs there. If Powell's speaking, you know you're gonna see some type of liquidity grabs. CPI news, you're gonna see some type of liquidity grabs. They're gonna fake out, go the other way. NFP day, you might see they drop and then go the other way. Like, you're gonna see liquidity grabs, but it's super risky to trade it during news, but you will see it during news. I'm not telling you to trade news, but when you see it, you're gonna be like, oh, okay. So yeah, after this video, man, just go on TradingView. You will see these swing highs and swing lows being broken, and try to go with the trend when you're trading liquidity grabs. Like, you don't want to trade counter trend with liquidity grabs because you may not get much of the move. But if you go with the trend with a liquidity grab, you can easily catch a 1 and 2, 1 and 3 consistently, because I see it happen all the time. So yeah, man, that's all I got. Peace and love.